Fuck this keyboard, bro. Fuck you, pussy. Oh my god, just keep going off. Oh, I'm an old man now. I get tired way too easily. I got no energy. I'm watching all these hip youngins still play basketball outside. Ugh, how do they do it, man? Hello, Dart. Hello, Hot Dog. Hello, Devin. Hello, Dart. Happy birthday? What the fuck you mean, happy birthday? Well, hello, Draco. I'm 31. I'm 20. I don't know how many days I got left. Probably like at least a minute. Guys, it's not my birthday. I'm 21. Holy unk, bro. Holy, look at this guy. Fucking 21 in the big 25. Jeez, couldn't even wait till 26? My goodness. Nice, Draco. I don't think we needed to know that, blood. I'm 22, respect your elders? Oh my goodness. You guys are lost causes.
I break it to you, but he's a nice dude, okay? I don't personally agree with, a lot of some of his content, for sure.
Sup? Hello, Flame. The Kurobots didn't have the notifications on for your last video. I'm surprised. Oh, whoops. No. Yeah. It just takes time for my channel's videos to be found by the Kurobots. It takes a few hours, and it either takes me being reacted to, or for my video to be out longer. And then you'll see a lot more comments. Like, for example, an hour ago, there were a lot more likes than comments. But now, the comments have almost reached the exact same amount as the likes in just the last hour. So people are already finding it. It's not my birthday, guys. How are your savings for Yuzuha? Bold of you to assume I saved anything. I would have never made that video. I mean, that video wasn't too aggressive, so I think it was fine. And a lot of people seem to be fine with it, except for like the delusional ones. I tried my best to be non-aggressive and to try and point out that I actually do love... I mean, the banner on my YouTube channel is literally fucking Chisa, right? Like, I like Woowa, but I don't want it to become Hoyo. What's up, person? You praised Genshin in the middle? All I said was that it had some decent pull value compared to the other gachas. Right after I said it fucking sucks. Like, unless Kuro either starts adding more average pulls per patch or increases the banner rates, they're gonna go through the same thing as Genshin HSR. Like, I don't know if that sounds doom posty to some people, but it's just the simple truth that a lot of these newer gacha games have way better rates. They're going to be ran on better engines. They're going to have a better reference game to go off of to improve their own. Like, it's quite clear, at least in my opinion, that if WUA doesn't change something going forward, they are going to start falling off just no different, right? Soon there's going to be a new big game that, some of these CCs think is better than WUA. They'll play that game, and then they'll start clowning WUA, like, oh my god, look at Kuro. They can't change shit, right? Fucking, what, neverness to everness could never. You guys are gonna start seeing some WUA could nevers in about a year. That's my guess. Oh yeah, Flame, probably. But I just don't care. Even though I mentioned them like passingly. Like because of what they said to me and shit. What's up, bullets? Some games got longer development. I mean, Genshin was in development for Hoyo for like a long fucking time. And they said they dropped hundreds of millions for the development of Genshin. So I still think it's around the same. Yeah. Donjin needs Blazing Brilliance from Changli to solo clear Hazard. And like some insane Echo investment. Otherwise, you need to put him with another teammate. Which then you might be like, right? Oh, 2 4-stars, right? 2 4-stars and you're complaining. It's like, there is someone, you could use this exact same argument for Genshin, right? There is someone who cleared with 6 4-stars. Not 8. Not 2 full, 4 teams. 2, 3 teams, right? 4 stars only. They cleared the recent Abyss. Which, that is the equivalent to using Donjin plus a teammate in WUWA. Because in WUWA, you can only have at max 3 characters on a team at once, right? So Genshin 4.5 years later is at these like a similar level to like WUWA right now in terms of like 4 stars being able to clear and shit. I can understand that 10 start. I think HSR is pretty, like, it's in a drought with the events recently for sure. There was a speedrunner who beat TOA in a week at level 70. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't. I don't disagree. But that doesn't disprove anything. He pulled Carlotta, I'm pretty sure. It was Rin, right? Rin is someone who I've recommended to my audience a lot. He put in a lot of fucking work for that shit. But I would like you guys to keep in mind that Rin prepared for that record for days on end. Like, he was practicing in TOA with solo Donjin for like an entire week straight on like 8-hour streams. Like, he practiced for that shit like crazy. Big ups to him though. It does show that if you really put in the time to learn the game, that you can just clear endgame content incredibly easily. Hello, Matt. I mean, Hoyo always gives their newer game better treatment. So, ZZZ is getting the better treatment right now because they want a bigger audience for ZZZ. Once that new Animal Crossing Hoyo game releases, Zenless will probably start getting less love. I saw a seal 1 cause 0 cycle, yeah. I mean, yeah, the fake collab looks good. Archer looks really, really fucking good. Like, at least on release, Archer is probably the strongest character we've ever gotten in the history of the game. No. Well, recently, right? Version 3. Like, on release, Archer is incredibly fucking busted. I do think Fainon will age better, though. Yeah, Archer is better than Fei Xiao. According to the leakers, Matt, yeah. One turn ult buff, speed buff to the first slot in the team isn't known if it's base or normal, and extra turns. Have you commented your experience on ZZZ Annie? I haven't even played it yet. I've been too focused on Etheria Restart and HSR recently. Can Archer be good without Sparkle? Yeah, it's just not optimal. But yeah, he still works fine with like Sunday. If that's the case, she technically works with Archer too. I don't think so. No. The problem with Archer is that he does like SP generation, but giving him more turns doesn't really matter. Because what you want to do with an Archer is do multiple attacks in one instance instead of like 1 or 2 attacks in every turn he gets. Right? And this is why Sparkle is better than Sunday. Sunday with S1 is 100% more SP positive than Sparkle, but he gets beat by a Sparkle for Archer because you can, with a Sparkle on the team, you can get 8 skill points. 8. So he can do it 4 times at max skill points, and then, or sorry, 9. I think it's actually 9. So he can get like 9 skill points. He can do it 4 times, and he can do a follow-up, do another one, and then Sparkle can ult, and he can do 7 attacks in a single turn. What about Sparkle with Sunday's Lycone? I believe that's best in slot X, yeah. A lot of the like low cost 0 cycles for Archer that are using Sparkle and stuff, they are putting Sunday's Lycone on Sparkle. Do you drop ZZZ? No, I'm just busy fucking grinding the fuck out of this Kaz team. He gains a skill point with his follow-ups? Yes. So, the way you play Archer, or what people are recommending if you have no Sparkle, is to play the energy regen route, right? Because they nerfed the amount of energy that he needs for his ult, and his ult is what gives him the follow-ups to be able to generate skill points. So if you're going to run like Sunday, you want to run like an ER comp and make him ult as much as possible so that he can keep following up and keep getting, skill points over and over and over again. It's not as effective as Sparkle, but it's like the second best in slot option, I believe. Oh my god. Fuck me, man. What am I doing with my life? I wish they gave more pulls than 3.4. Yeah. Me too. I'm already cutting it close with Fainon. I saw that Nicholas Light quit his Genshin run 30 minutes into the game, and he said he's gonna try HSR. He's 100% gonna quit HSR as well. He's 100% gonna quit HSR as well. The story is way too slow at the beginning of the game, and even like Amphorius and Penacony don't start becoming decent until like their later version patches. So he's 100% gonna be cooked going through fucking. I mean, actually, the low fu is like 7 or 8 hours. Well, if you skip dialogue, it's probably more. It's like 10. And Herta Space Station is pretty quick. I just don't know, man. Like, he gave up on Genshin within literally 30 minutes. I don't see him making it through HSR at all. You think he gets past Space Station? If he gave Genshin, like, one region, I might have said yes, but literally dropping it 30 minutes in, I'm gonna say no. Did he get through Wuwa? Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't disagree. Like, I have an entire video on this topic of how Wuthering Waves ruined Genshin for me. Like, I tried going back into Genshin for Arlecchino and it felt like complete shit.
Flame isn't here.
Is V5 gonna be game changing? We'll see. It's in like 2 days, so. But if nothing ever happens. I'm really gonna be honest with you guys. I know this is a hot take. I know it's a hot take, maybe not among my audience, but very clearly to a lot of people it is who are Fainon fans. He does not need a buff. At most, what he needs is a rework to make his ult a little better, so he can cancel it or like cancel it earlier or start it earlier. But given the leaks we have of Ceridra, I do not want him to get buffed. Once again, I said this same thing for Castris before she got buffed. I don't want him. It'll be scary. It'll be very, very scary if he gets buffed and they don't change Ceridra. A lot of people are saying I'd rather I'd rather Fainon be stronger than Ceridra. And like, if you really think about it, why would you want that? Right? Like, as a Fainon fan, sure. But like, for the majority of the player base, it would be better if they made another good Harmony support, like broken Harmony support, than making a broken DPS who fucking shits on everybody else in the game. Like, harmonies can be used in many different comps. So it's better for, the power to be over there. That's just my opinion, though. I know not everybody, holds the same opinion as me at the end of the day. Yeah, like, imagine making Ceridra, like, mid. You make Fainon strong. She's only really strong and useful for Fainon. And you got Zhao QV, too. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They need to put an X3 speed up button for fucking Fainon. Holy shit. Have you guys seen this guy's Pure Fiction clears? Oh my god. What a fucking... Like, you can go out for fucking lunch, come back, and his ass is still spamming counters. Yeah, I need to get Yuzuha and ZZZ. Well, yeah, but they want Fainon to be cast level, and I can't blame people. And he probably will be cast level when he gets Ceridra. A lot of people don't understand this. They really hate it, right? Oh, why does he need a support to, be good in his weakest modes? It's like Casterus needs 5 cost, Hyacine plus Tribi, to be good in her weak, modes, right? Like, for example, you give Fainon 5 cost. He can clear Pure Fiction with 2 or 3 cycles left, right? So, Casterus, she can perform really well in single target content, but she needs that premium team, right? Herda, you want to make her perform in the single target content, she needs that premium team. She wants Tribi and Noxa. So I don't understand what the revisionism is of Casterus and Herda are completely fine in small target scenarios when they very clearly are weaker. It's very obvious. Fainon is the exact same way. Fainon is godly in fucking single target and blast scenarios, but he just isn't that hot in AoE. No problem, John. Herdo without a Noxa and low target is ass? Yeah. You guys need to understand, it is to the point where if you have, Sunday, it is straight up better to just run hyper carry Noxa in low target scenarios. Because Herda is that fucking cheeks against low target. You put the Noxa with actual hyper carry, and it performs better. I think Archer is good. In his best in slot team, according to the people who do calcs or whatever, Archer has the highest single target damage ceiling in the game. But, of course, this instantly drops off if he doesn't have his best in slot team. But, of course, this applies to everyone in the game, right? This isn't just an Archer thing. Everybody has that specific support that really elevates them, right? You got Hyacine with Cassie, you got Tribi with Herda, and Anoxa and single target scenarios for Herda. You got Fugue with Rappa. right? You got Acheron with Zhao. Everybody's got that support. You know what I'm saying? So it just happens to be Sparkle for Archer. I mean, I think it's fair for Fainon to be as strong as Cassie with his best in slot team. Like Cassie and Fainon being the same power level, with Cassie being stronger in AoE and weaker in lower target scenarios, and Fainon being stronger in single target and destruction, but being weaker compared to Cass in AoE. Like that is a perfect balance, and I do think that is what they're going for. I truly do. That's exactly why I don't want him to get buffed. Just at most a rework. I'm not sure what the rumored elation path can be. The problem with trying to guess what paths can do in this game is that they don't, like, characters do not follow what the paths, like, canonically do. Like, in Simulated Universe, Remembrance is all about freezing enemies. And have we gotten a single Remembrance character who has anything to do with freezing enemies? No. Like, not at all. So, it's impossible to guess what they might do with Elation, in my opinion. RMC freezes enemies when he breaks. L plus ratio. Opinion on Yai Sakura? She's probably going to be the Annie unit for version 4. Just my guess, though. Just my guess. Actually, they could make Hanabi the Annie unit. I think Hanabi or Sakura would probably be the Annie unit for version 4. There's no confirmation of when exact version they're going to release. Like, they're in version 4, but we don't know what patch specifically. I have no idea what chase unit means. I have not seen any leaks about that, though. Emanator sample as the Annie unit. I said it before, but I don't think HSR will ever release a male as the Annie unit. Like, there could be a male next to the female one, but the female one will be the one that gets all the love. Like an Oxa and Cassie. Or Avin of Acheron. Like, someone wanted to argue against me about why it would be bad for Hoyo to run a male as the main focus for the anniversary as the unit. And they said in my comments, oh, but Kinnich was in the last Annie. And Kinnich's banner isn't even in, like, the top 15 banners for Genshin. Like, you proved my point. You proved my point. I mean, I won't lie. I am a male unit enjoyer, right? Like, I folded for my day when I could have gotten E2 Castris instead. And I'm going for Fainon, even though it fucks up with my day team, because now both my day and Fainon want Sunday. But the truth and the reality is that women will always sell more in HSR than men in, like, most of Hoyo's games. It's just, downright fact at this point. Yeah, like, I know a lot of people who pulled an Oxa as well. I even tried pulling an Oxa. I lost the 50-50 and I got Fushuan. So, all the characters I've been most excited for in Amphorius have all been men. But I just understand that not everyone is like me. Yeah, people saying that men don't sell at all are stretching it, I'd say. They are stretching it. But it is for sure a fact that men sell less. And this is exactly why I think a man will never be the main focus Annie unit in HSR. Let's say they give all the Cassie shilling to Fainon, right? Like, imagine Fainon with Cassie's kit, and he's released as the main focus for the Annie. He'd probably make at least like 20% less than Cassie. I just know for a fact he fucking would. He'd probably make like 20% less compared to Cassie, so. Dill was one of the highest selling units. Yeah, but wasn't Dill like early? Like when everybody was on the HSR hype train? And he was like one of the main characters? Actually, let me see HSR's top banner sales. I've never actually looked this up. So I'm actually curious. Characters ranked by total warps in the CN region. Acheron, Ruan Mei, Firefly, Seal, Robin, Kafka, Sparkle, Jingliu, Silverwolf, Fushuan, Black Swan, and then Aventurine is the highest selling male in 12th place. Yeah. That sounds wrong. I mean, it's CN. It's not global. But this is CN. What's this Honkai Lab site? Does it keep up with everything? It's not up to date. This is only version 1. Up to version 2. Oh! Don Hung's banner was top 5. But it's when Black Swan was running that he was top 5. So most people pulled Black Swan, inflating his banner sale numbers. Don Hung's original run was high, but Jing Yuan was actually slightly higher. Jing Yuan in version 2 was the best selling male, like up to version 2. Barely though. And then Seal is number 1, Black Swan second, Ruan Mei third, Silver Wolf fourth. Black Swan second, yeah. Up to the version 2 thingy. It was a Dill and Black Swan banner. And you guys need to keep in mind that Sparkle was also on 2.0. So people were pulling Dill because of Sparkle, and they were pulling Black Swan because of Kafka. Is Kafka top 5? I don't think this is showing the entirety of her banner. Oh, wait, no, it is. Nah, Kafka's nowhere near top 5. Kafka's like far, far down. Less than Fushuan, less than Blade, less than Argenti. Less than Jingliu and Dill. CN didn't like Dot. Oh, this isn't CN though. This is Honkai Star Rail I. Oh wait, no, this is CN. You're right. This is CN. My bad. Yeah. Oh, does this show? No, never mind. Yeah, it's CN. They didn't seem to like Kafka all too much. Yeah, I feel like people who are mad about Fainon's Eidolons being bad, like, you gotta do what Kiwi wants to do. Like, he came to my channel originally planning to get E6 Fainon, and instead of going for E6 Fainon, he changed his poll plan to getting E2 S1, and then also getting E2 Saridra, and likely E2 Don Hung. Right? So, people being like, oh, Fainon's Eidolons are mid or whatever the fuck, right? It's probably just better to invest Eidolons into like Saridra and these other characters. Like, have you guys seen what an E1 Robin does for Fei Xiao? She fucking works wonders, man. She works fucking wonders. I'm sure Saridra will have a strong E1 as a Harmony. Forget E6 Firefly, even E2 Firefly shits on content. E2 Firefly is still getting 0 cycles in APOC, 0 cycles in MOC, and fully clearing Pure Fiction. Like, people really over, like, doom characters. It's even stupider to doom a character with Eidolon investment. At least Love and Deep Space exists as a technicality for men selling. I mean, I don't disagree that men can sell. It's just that it's different audience targets. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the people who play Oi Hoyo are men, right? Like it does have a pretty good female to male ratio compared to most other gachas, but it's mainly men. So they're mainly going to sell women. Love in Deep Space has like an 89% player base. That is like woman, I'm pretty sure. So like yeah, then they can sell, you know what I'm saying? It really depends on the target audience. Oh nice, Lord of Silence. That's understandable, Ryan. I think the biggest reason why I think the biggest reason why males don't sell well is because there isn't enough art of them on Twitter. I realize this with my day, but there simply isn't enough art for me to consume. And I can understand how, some people would be led astray from that, right? Sometimes it's the art that captivates you. How have you grinded to the new area already? Fucking easy. I've done this like 5 times already. Don't underestimate me. I ain't no rookie in this space. I mean, apparently they're adding skip button in 3.4. So anybody who wants to like maybe try a new Honkai account, I'd recommend doing it in 3.4 instead of 3.3. You're probably going to be able to save a lot of time if they add the skip button. My Day art is everywhere? Nah, I don't see it enough. You can only skip unimportant content. That is not what the leak says. And even then, even if that's true, that's still like 90% of the story in this game. So that's fine anyways. I guess a lot of the My Day art is Day, yeah. I mean, I don't mind Day, but I just can't see My Day that way, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it's just me. I just can't. It needs to be the other way around. The world has been, like, caught in the Tsukiyomi from Naruto. Like, what happened? Everything's wrong. Everything's gone astray. You know, something I actually found funny. I think this is funny to talk about. I get recommended Fainon mains posts all the time on my Reddit. I saw a post after V4 Fainon of someone asking the Fainon mains Reddit if they should skip Fainon because the only reason they originally wanted to pull for him was because they couldn't get My Day, and they like My Day more than Fainon. So after losing hope in his buffs, they're like, yo, should I skip Fainon to get My Day? Like, There we go. I mean, I know my day is like that, but I don't know. I don't know. Unironically, going to the Fainon subreddit, I don't go to it. I get recommended their posts on my Reddit. I would never willingly go into that Reddit. I just like seeing the comments fucking lose their mind every time I get recommended a post. Like, they're literally completely dooming him right now. Like, I even just saw a post of someone saying that they're 100% confident Don Hung SP won't do shit for Fainon. Full confidence, by the way. The sustain, whose summon makes it into Fainon's ult and gives Fainon a total of 95% damage bonus with Sunday. Not even including his light cone, his kit buffs, his damage, right? He's fucking doomed. Don Hung ain't doing shit. They're still waiting for a buff in version 5. To be fair, version 5, I would say that if other characters got buffed in V4, then sure, right? You could argue that, there might be no changes in V5, but because everyone got no changes, I do think V5 will have kit changes. Now, whether or not it will be significant, we'll have to see. But V5 is like the last straw. I'm going to be completely honest. V5 is the last straw. After V5, if there aren't any changes, it's like done for, donezo. V6 is almost always just wording changes. I don't think a V6 has ever done anything significant. Who do you think the next characters to get buffed are? Topaz? Topaz, Argenti. Topaz, Argenti, and Zhao Q. Like, I'm gonna be completely real with you guys. Zhao Q is the only person from version 2 who, like, genuinely needs help right now. Like, it is really fucking bad for him. At E0S0, he gives most characters only 35% vulnerability and 15 on ult. At max 50. Cypher can give 40% vulnerability with 0 EHR requirement at all times. Just at base, you have her in the team, more vulnerability than Zhao Q. Sparkle, I just think there are other characters that need the buff more than Sparkle, especially with Archer releasing soon. Yeah, they could also do Black Swan, yeah, if they really wanted to. They could do Black Swan and maybe incentivize the triple dot team of Swan, Kafka, Heislands. I don't get why people hate on Zhao Q. I've gone on record saying this before, but if Zhao Q always had his eyes open, people probably wouldn't call him an NPC. The biggest problem is his old. Like, you need to keep in mind, it's already bad to have the low food design. The low food design is overused, like, absolutely fucking crazily on characters. But not only does he have the base overused low food design, but he also has his eyes closed at the exact same time. It's like, it's a recipe for actual disaster in terms of people being interested in like this person's design. I almost pulled Sparkle back in 2.4. Huh? 2.4. Oh, right, they reran her. I forgot. Yeah, that's ultimate bait. I literally remember making a video telling people don't pull Sparkle. Whatever you do, do not pull Sparkle on the rerun. There's Robin literally a patch after. Please get Robin instead. I mean, I also think Zhao Q is hot, but only when he has his eyes open. But then again, like, HSR characters being hot isn't exactly, like, much of a standard. Zhao Q's too bland of a design to me. That's understandable. No, this is a Cass account. I'm planning to get Tribby on the rerun next patch. I just realized you're using 2 sustains, yeah. At this low of a level with like damn near no supports, no RMC, it's better to just run double sustain. Yeah, Nicholas Cage is not making it through this shit, or Nicholas Light. Hottest HSR character, male or female? If it's female, it's Sparkle. If it's male, it's My Day. Ruan May is hotter? Eh. Eh. Who's the hottest character in HSR? Sparkle. Sparkle's overrated? Nope. We don't do that here.
You now stand at the heart of this world. Now, I require your honesty.
I get why you didn't want bot on my day. What does that even mean? I mean, I'm just gonna spam whatever. I don't know if I'll win or lose, but I'll just spam. How can you say Sparkle when you have a Glaya on screen? Easy. Sparkle. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkles. Fainon hottest male? No, it's my day. I don't even know why it's up for debate. It's just obviously my day. Like, people just keep lying to themselves. Ugh. Like, give it up, man. Hang it up. Ignore the wind blowing in the mic real quick. There we go. Hello, bus. When Ifin is a sleeper, not in my chat. There's a bunch of people in my chat who say Gwen Ifin. No one mentioning Avin. I mean, the thing is, like, I literally said this earlier, but all the HSR dudes are hot as fuck. Like, there's too much to pick from, in my opinion. Gay? Nah, I can just respect some character designs and the effort that went into them. How many accounts are you playing on HSR2? My day one in this one. My day is hot, and the crowd cheered. Brokey? Nah. Yeah, I saw that. Acheron still has the most aura in the game. Yeah, I can give that. I can give that, yeah. I think My Day looks cooler, but aura-wise, I think you do just give it to Acheron. She had an insane fucking entrance in Pentagony. And anytime she did anything, like, it just ended. Like, she just soloed fucking everything in Pentagony. Acheron needs a kimono skin. I'm gonna be honest. I think HSR is the worst game to make skins in of any of the main four. Like, especially with how lazy they are and how much they wait to do something. Like, you give Acheron a skin and she's already like fucking down. Like, we're in version 4. We got Yai Sakura. Acheron is now tier 1.5, tier 2. Like, fuck, man. Yeah, I've been waiting for a welt upgrade for quite a while at this point. I really thought that they'd do like one limited 5-star version for all of like the main like, you know, companions. But it does seem like they want to make Don Hung like multiple at this point. Yeah, I did see the summer skins for ZZZ. Yeah, I saw Yuzuha is also apparently supposed to get a skin. Wait until the full Don Hung team is realized. uh, Only missing support. You got DPS sustain. You can use like small Don Hung as sub DPS, and then support. Do we know anything about the Firefly skin? It's a sailor uniform skin. It'll be funny when in the future when Hanabi comes out. She's in my top 5 for HSR. Because my current top 3 on my HSR list is Sparkle, Silver Wolf, Swan. So now I'll have 2 Sparkles in there. And then probably like Yai Sakura. Will you fold for Heistlands? Obviously not. Brother, I have a full Fainon team and a full cast team to achieve. I don't got any time for fucking Heistlands. Short Quantum Woman? It's simply a coincidence. Wait until bro folds for Kafka and Heistlands? Nobody's pulling that shit, man. No one's pulling that shit. I am getting Fainon, and I'll run the 5-day team to clear endgame content. Yai Sakura won't be better than Yai Miko? Miko in the big 25. Nah, probably not. I really don't care about Dot or Kafka enough to do something like that. Who are you getting on this account, Tribby? I'm probably not going to have enough funds in time to get another high scene copy for E1 before she goes. So I'll probably use all my built up pity for E1 Tribby. And I'll get E1 on rerun. Why are you even bothering with a high scene copy? It makes no difference. Yes, it does. Yes, it fucking does. I don't know if you're like being sarcastic or not, because it's like, oh, it can still clear. But it makes a very big difference for Cass if Yahya is E1. Stop turning your 0 cycles into 0 cycles. I want my cast to 0 cycle for the next 2 years. So, don't worry, we're not stopping at E1 Yahya. We're also getting E2 cast on the rerun. Cash should rerun in probably like 3.5, 3.6, so be prepared for that as well. E2 Cass, Hyahya E1, and Tribi E1. Surely that can clear endgame content, right, guys? Surely. You won't own this account for 2 years? If they actually do add the skip button in 3.4 and it works for most of the story, I probably will. I mean, obviously, there's like a chance that I can just completely quit HSR in general. But at least for now, with no plans to quit, like, I don't think I'd leave this account now that we know we're getting a skip button. He isn't a child, so W? Do people really hate Tribi that much? Like, I know some people have like a huge hate for like child modeled characters in these games. But does it really affect some people that much? Like, Tribi is actually one of the most fun characters to play with in the entirety of the game. Not because of just being meta, but because of the constant follow-ups and shit. Hello, Jagoba. They don't care about fun, they just want to pull baddies. Respectful. Who do you say are the hottest characters in the other 3 games? What, Wu, Genshin, and ZZZ? Get my top 3 in Genshin is Hu Tao, Farina, Sitlali. In Wuwa, it's Camellia, Carlotta, and like, who was the third? Was it Peeb? It might have been Peeb who was number 3. Oh, ow, ow, ow. And then ZZZ is... What was my top 3 for ZZZ? I mean, I want to include Yuzuha now. I think it would be like 1 Ellen, 2 Yuzuha, and 3... I don't know. 3 is kind of contentious. And male in Genshin? I don't even remember most of the men in Genshin. All of them are fucking stick noodle arms. Oh yeah, Vivian. Yeah, Vivian. In Genshin. If only Capitano was playable, man. Fuck. I really can't say for Genshin. Wua, one would be like Brant. Two would be. I mean, it ain't hard for Wua. There really ain't that many characters. I'm counting Geshu Lin. Fuck it. Geshu Lin Cope. I'm putting Brant 1, Geshu Lin 2 in like Gion 3. You overcap stamina and Etheria? No. I love Ayato and Scar, understandable. But yeah. That's Wua HSR. I mean, I already went through HSR now. One My Day, two Fainon, like three would be like Jing Yuan maybe. Let me see the data bank. I really be forgetting all the characters in this game. Okay, maybe three Sunday. So My Day, Fainon, Sunday. Avon. And like Jing Yuan. I mean, I like Hugo from ZZZ. Quality list by the Capybara, I appreciate it. I have a really controversial pick for a Genshin male, so I don't want to say it, and I probably won't, but it's pretty controversial. Actually, I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I ate a burger before stream.
Who would have left this here? I can't read the runes either. Must be written in an ancient language of Castrum Kremnos.
I have returned. Oh yeah. Now, the thing is, I do want to give it time. That's the thing, right? It depends on how many pulls they give the players per patch. Because it is true that whales are dominating the endgame currently, but it is mostly due to them max refreshing every day and having all the best units, right? Like, even the free to play players are max refreshing every day, but these whales are max refreshing, buying all the packs to get their light and dark units to like max skills and shit, and they have a massive advantage at the beginning of the game. So I do want to give it like a patch or two to see if like once free to play players completely catch up in terms of progress, like is it more even, right? Obviously whales are still going to have an advantage to an extent because copies do matter in PvP. Like I do think a lot of people aren't aware of this. The copies do matter, and it's specifically copy 5 for most characters is 10% more overall damage and then 10% less damage taken. That sounds, you know, questionable. We'll see how much of a difference it makes. Now, I will say, you have to be like a giga whale. Like, giga whale to actually go for like max copies on a light and dark unit though. Like the only one you could probably do is Messiah currently, like reasonably. Everybody else you would have to be dropping like $10,000 to actually try and get the other light and dark units at like 5 copies. Yeah, it's 80 pulls for guarantee, and it's guaranteed no matter what with like no weapon banner and shit. So I do want to give it a chance. I am enjoying it lately, I will say. Now I will say I'm not a story guy. So you need to understand that when I talk about like this gacha, I've never been a story guy in any of these games. The story is probably dog shit if I had to guess. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. But I just skip because I care about the actual game. Oh wow, Jagoba, yeah, that's fucking cooked. A 6 out of 6 Lily is actually fucking cooked. But yeah, in Genshin, I think my top 3 is probably like, if we include non-playable characters, it would probably be Capitano, Scaramouche, and Dottore. If we include non-playable characters. I really wish they made Capitano playable. What a fucking sellout. I should have learned from fucking Signora, but I mean, Child is probably in the top 5. He just isn't in the top 3. I think I would probably go Zhongli Child if it were for a top 5. Didding made me enjoy playing Etheria again. Didn't they nerf him? Or am I crazy? Or was it just Marvel that got nerfed? Oh, they nerfed Victor, okay. Yeah, PvP game is always going to be a time sink. To keep up with other people, you're going to need to do a lot. True, Blad. I mean, it's pretty convenient to play a PvP gacha, in my opinion. Also, like, me personally, I got lucky, right? I haven't dropped any money on the game, and I've gotten 4 light and dark units. So, like, I got some of the best ones as well. I got Mio, Heinrich, Messiah, and Lily without dropping a dime on the game. So, that alone makes it pretty fun. Streamer luck? I have not been this lucky usually, though. Give it a serious push. I am. Right now in Etheria, I'm at the point where, like, I'm kind of, like, not progressing all that much. And so I realized I need to, one, upgrade the shells on my characters. And two, I am, like, a few prints away from being able to 6-star a character. I just want a 6-star Leon so I can finally fucking finish, like, her dumbass thingy. And then I'll reset her so I can put it into Heinrich. Because Heinrich is the character I'm having the most fun with right now. Oh yeah, I know. I'm aware that, like, the power creep will also come into effect for a PvP game. Because they gotta, you know, keep releasing stuff to make shit interesting. But I just want to give it a chance. That's all. It is my first time playing one of these games, so I'm a little naive, of course, but... What are your opinions on the upcoming Wuwa characters besides Galbrena? Chisa, I think, is the hottest character in the entirety of Wuwa. Um, Yuno is also hot as shit, but I can't pull her because she'll probably be an Augusta teammate. Augusta looks really good design-wise, but she just looks like a better Mavwika, and I don't care for better Mavwika. Q Yuan is the male, right? Yeah, right? So, Q Yuan looks cool. I just don't have any fucking idea what he's gonna do. Like, Q Yuan would replace Jian on the males list. But that's about it. Whoops. Chisa's so mid? Nah. Sometimes it's the overused simple designs that get me the most. Also, she looks a lot like Rio from Blue Archive. Yeah, everybody in the chat says it after I did, yeah. When will they release a Jin Shi partner? When they release a new DPS who can do Jin Shi's job better. That's how it goes, brother. It's understandable, Levi. No, I didn't try that. Turn-based is better, but everything else is rough. I see. I'm mostly waiting for Azure Promelia and Silver Palace. I don't think it would be difficult, given the trailers we've seen for Azure Promelia, for it to be better than Wuwa, or like on Wuwa's level. I don't think it'd be that difficult. They have the engine, the graphics, the traversal, and they even have, I'm pretty sure, the same thing with like basically summoning fucking Pokemon. All they need to do is get the rates right and the story down, and that would probably be enough. I appreciate that, Arknights. I mean, I don't think I'd ever follow the same path as these other CCs. Like, I could, like, start maybe becoming, like, more annoyed and making more, like, you know, fighting back videos, which I already stopped doing after Saint Tontaz made his video saying that I was lying about Zanny's power creep. I don't like reacting to other people's content. I'd never turn into a Saint Tontaz or a Tectone. I really think it's disingenuous when people react to others' content and barely add anything to it. Yeah, I'm streaming. I hope Roshia is good with Prolova. I mean, she is, but you'd probably just run Kanta instead. I could be wrong, of course, but I do think she'd probably prefer Kanta. We'll see, though. I mean, if you, like, don't get hit, you could probably run with Roshia and fucking, you know, blast through content. Oh, I see, Arknights. I mean, it's probably money. Like, I do think you guys need to realize that money, maybe not in a literal sense, but in a way, right? Money does for sure control people. Like, whether people want to admit it or not, it 100% does, right? Like, look at just how, like, it's easy. He can literally double his normal upload schedule by talking about other games, which means double the income, right? Like, he's fucking making bank. I do think they genuinely think they are objectively right. Yes, but two things can be true at once. The reason they went down this path and the reason they are the way they are is because of the money. It drove them, they saw the views, the numbers, and it's easy content to make. And eventually they get lost in the sauce at some point. Like, that's just how it goes. Like I've said this in my videos before, talking about this stuff in streams, but it's gotten to a point for some of these CCs where it's no longer about reaching a truth, right? It's no longer about reaching a truth. It's about trying to be right or more right than someone else, right? That's what matters more to a lot of these CCs. And this will lead to just a bunch of agenda pushing, misinformation, lies, trying to make the other side look wrong more than covering your own wrongs. Because if you make the other side look more wrong, then you're right. Lupa is good for Mono Fusion Changli and for Hypercarry Brant. Outside of that, if you want to run her as a DPS, not really. She is 100% a mainly support character. We'll see, Arc Knights. I appreciate you supporting me, though. I don't have any plan to go down that path, though. Like, you guys will see, I haven't made, like, any videos talking about, these CCs since, like, the Woowa shit. Or, like, I slightly mentioned them in the ZZZ video, ZZZ being calm, but I'm not making any videos towards these guys anymore because there's not any point. So, if that last video doesn't get reacted to, which I only made because finally the patch is over, then I'm in the clear. There shouldn't be any, like, drama or stuff. I'm dumb. I mean, yeah, like, I've gone on record before, right? If you look at people like Waveman, Floor, Axe, right? These other CCs that I know, and if you guys know them too, they make a lot of videos criticizing HSR, right? They make a lot of them. But these are people who have love for the game. They play it. They at least understand it to an extent, right? These opinions are coming from passion for the game. They want it to change. They want it to be better, right? Saint loses to Auto Battle for Blade in HSR. He says you need not link characters to clear Abyss when there still have been 4-star only clears for Genshin for the last over 4.5 years, right? He says you need Yi Xuan to kill the newest Miasma Anniversary boss. And anyone who plays this game just knows that it's bullshit. Like, anyone who plays it knows it's bullshit, right? So it's like when he talks about Woowa, sure, talk about Woowa, right? Talk about that stuff. But every other game he talks about that isn't Woowa is straight agenda pushing. That's all, like, it's always just straight agenda pushing. I genuinely think the only reason he plays ZZZ right now is to doom post it and act like he's more knowledgeable on the game so he can doom post more and feel more right about doom posting. He already posted video about Nicholas Light saying ZZZ ruined Nicholas Light. Yeah, like. I watched his Cartethia kit video today and he said she doesn't need Chacona. Who? Saint? I mean, Saint hasn't even seen the leaks for her. He doesn't know at all how okay. For the few people who care, and the few people who know what I'm talking about in this chat, the reason why Chacona does matter, right? Even outside of the fact that she's a near Phoebe overall damage increase per rotation for Cartethia, they made a recent change in beta 11 for Cartethia. The previous 10 betas did not have this problem. A TCer named Kem in the Fractured Shores Discord came up with a rotation that you can use for non-Cha teams, and it would allow you to completely fine use Flordelis throughout her entire rotation and have arrow erosion stacks on the enemy, because Cartethia's kit scales up to 6 erosion stacks on the enemy. She does up to like 60% more damage, right? In V11, they made Flordelis eat arrow erosion no matter what. There is no gimmick, nothing you can do to circumvent it. The second you go into Flordelis, all of her attacks will consume arrow erosion on the enemies. So over time, if you're not reapplying arrow erosion, she is actively losing more and more and more damage. So the only person who can actively reapply arrow erosion without being on field is Cha. That's the only one. So what you need to do for non-Cha Cartethia teams is completely scuff your rotation. That's what you need to do. You need to scuff your rotation, leave Flordelis early, and go back to Cartethia to restack, and then you go back to Flordelis again. And this time loss leads to a basically Phoebe difference. They made her worse, so you have to have Chacona. I mean, she was already... Okay, so before this V11 beta, S0R1 Cha was already 31 to 32% better than, what's it called? Than SK. But the V11 just made her even more reliant on Cha. It made her better in Whispering Waste, but also more reliant on Cha. For reference, by the way, S0R1 Phoebe with SK is 32% above Spectro Rover. And Cha is 38% above SK. SK. So if you don't have an SK to spare, you have to use San Hua. You do not want to see how much worse San Hua is. Respectfully, you do not want to see how much worse San Hua is. And people like to say that Cartethia isn't as reliant on, like, you know, someone. Bullshit. Cartethia is more reliant on another character than even Zanny is, right? Because sure, Zanny needs someone to apply it, but at least if you get Phoebe, you can now use your MC with someone else. Cartethia's entire kit scales specifically with Arrow Rover on the team. With no Arrow Rover, not only are you losing out on the arrow damage multiplicative bonus from his weapon and the max 3 stacks from his fucking arrow erosion, right? So he can make the stacks up to 6, which is what Kartethia's kit scales off of, right? This also allows you to keep a good amount of stacks on for longer if you have 6 on instead of 3. So I'd argue Kartethia is a worse situation than Zanny's, because you're always going to want Arrow Rover in there, and then there's also the Chacona situation. You have both at the exact same time. Yeah. Kartethia's weapon increase is like currently like 30 to 35%, I'm pretty sure. It's not too bad. No. I mean, Zanny is worse. Zanny has the worst weapon situation. Now, the thing is about Wua that I always bring up, right? The end game in Wua is piss easy. So do you really need this full best in slot team? No, of course. But you can use this argument for old gachas, right? Does Castress need Tribby? Does Castress need Hyacine? She's already shitting on content. Obviously not. But the point is, you're losing a lot of performance, and it future-proofs your character for a lot longer, right? Like, people say there's no power creep in Wua, yet within 2 patches, Carlotta has went from the top DPS to being 30+% weaker than Kartethia once Arrow Rover gets his sword refinements. Like, no one is safe in any gacha game. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, you guys need to understand, you obviously need to do sweatier rotations. All of these dog characters, you need to do more annoying workaround rotations that are just like, you wouldn't have to do this shit if you had the best in slot support for all of them. Zanny, people were like, oh, if you just quick swap with Spectro Rover, then now Spectro Rover is near Phoebe level, forgetting that you can quick swap with Phoebe too. Like, they forgot about her animation cancels and her quick swap. So it ended up being that once people learned how to play Phoebe correctly in a Zanny team, holy fuck, it skyrocketed even more the difference between Spectro Rover and Phoebe. And Chacona also has quick swap windows. Would you believe it? Not only does she make Kartethia's rotation already flawless, but she also has quick swap windows. Now, I haven't made a video on Kartethia's calcs yet, because I asked Kem about it, and he said it's fine. I can make videos on his calcs, but to at least try and wait until his calcs are like more so finalized and no longer work in progresses. So I might make a video on the Cartethia calcs, but depending on how long chem takes, I might not even need to make a video. Like, people like I Win to Lose and As Invasions and other people will probably make videos before I can, so. Yeah, Wua's new elemental system is straight garbage. Like, it is complete fucking ass. It literally only exists for them to start making niche sub-supports that are really broken for these characters, so that they can sell them better. Like, have you guys seen Chacona's weapon? 10% arrow res down on enemies. They're even going all out on the sub DPS weapons these days. Actually, you want to know something funny? Let me check Pride One. I want to make sure I'm right before I say this. Just so you guys can get an idea of the weapon power creep. Okay. Yup. Chacona's sub DPS weapon is on the same level as pulling signature for Gion, because of the minus 10% arrow res down and Chacona's own damage. Chacona's own weapon is on pulling the sig for Gion level. So sub DPS weapons in Wuwa now are on the same level of overall team damage increase as actually getting the main DPS's weapon in the beginning of the game. Nice atomic.
Mortal wretch. How amusing.
Some Fainon main still coping about V5? Zoza, did you see my troll Fainon video, not the yapping one? V5, baby, V5. That's gonna change everything. Now I will say, there's a chance, because the only person who got anything changed in V4 was Saber's E1. So like everybody got wording. So there's a chance, right? But it would be funny. Hoyo can do something funny.
I must stay here. Not for Akuma's safety, but to settle the score with my god.
Worst DPS of 3.x? Nah. He's getting Saridra. Trust in the process. Saridra Resurgence proc. for Fainon.
Try not to get killed.
Just trust the process.
Finally, you and I, two warriors rejected by death. Is there any contest?
I mean, a lot of the Amphorius characters got significant changes in V4. Castris got her buff in V4, so did Anoxa. Tribi got her changes in V4, and then the hot fix. So,
Quickly matched we are. Let's battle till the world's final breath.
a resurgence support would be cracked for anyone. Yeah, but it would be cracked for Fainon mostly.
We're back. He'll be
Because of the sheer amount of turns he takes.
Get some rest.
He'd be the best one to take advantage of it. So he'd be the overall breadwinner. Fuck. V5 only nerfs. I mean, I will say, I can't, like, I have a little bit of a inkling, you know, like hunch that they might do something in V5. But if I'm wrong, then after V5, there's 100% gonna be no changes. Like, it's just over. V5 is in only 2 days. So, it's funny. It comes fast, so we'll see. But, it'll be interesting. They could give Saridra 1 turn uptime. True. Yeah. If it were 1 turn uptime or low turn uptime, then that would also be another buff for Fainon. But I do think just giving resurgence in general. Yeah. I think if it's a 1 turn buff, Fainon would 100% just go up. But I don't know if they want to... Man, they'd butcher her, though. Like, don't get me wrong. People can take advantage of it, but like... Now you can't run the double AA comp with Sunday. For, like, other DPSs not named Fainon. Yeah, I don't think they'd butcher Saridra like that just to make Fainon. Like, at that point, it's like, just buff Fainon. Don't butcher Saridra for Fainon. Yeah. Another Zhao Q, true.
She began making a mess.
The city's citizens are...
Fatima would be
The Blade of Fury had wicked orders crafted.
When's the next drip market? I think really soon. Maybe like a week? A week or two?
There's one...
Don't worry about that. Focus on getting Tribi is waiting for you up.
It should be Saridra and Heislands who get drip marketed, right? Get over here. One is enough to last until EOS. Zhao Q slander goes crazy. Not that I disagree though.
It's one thing to use the...
Archer's hard carrying Sparkle? Oh hell yeah. If Sparkle actually gets reran in 3.4, like,
We understand.
I think we can all be honest, Sparkle ain't getting a buff, man. Not for a fucking while. Especially with us getting leaked that there's a SP of Sparkle and probably Edo Star. Like, I don't see them buffing Sparkle solely because of Archer. Jiaoqiu is bad even for Acheron, yes. Silver Wolf and Cypher already are like right there. Like similar to a Jiaoqiu for increasing Acheron's performance. And then if you put Eidolons into Silverwolf, or you put like basically if you put investment in either Silverwolf or what's it called? Cypher, it instantly becomes a blowout. There's no point for Jiaoqiu existing anymore. You support pulling Cypher? Eh? I mean, you can if you want to. I don't think she's bad by any means. I just don't think she's, like, specialized enough. Like, with upcoming characters and shit, like, recommending Cypher, in my opinion... Cypher's really only best in slot for the follow-up teams, as far as I've seen. Who would have known Jiaoqiu is a bad investment on release? Everyone. Even I, when I had damn near zero clue about this game, when I first started talking about like leaks and character kits like a year ago, even I was like, yo, skip his ass right now. Skip his ass. This guy's entire value revolves around one character, and this is a DPS. This is Honkai Star Rail. DPSs get power crept every fucking day. Why in the world would you get a support that is only best in slot for one character? Like, I don't know if you guys have seen Jiaoqiu mains, but I hope Jiaoqiu gets a buff just for them. They're still trying to make Jiaoqiu work in fucking Fainon teams, in other teams, and trying to act like it's close to being best in the slot. Like, hell no. Hell fucking no. All the E2 Acheron pullers got scammed. I mean, Tribby is still really good for Acheron, you know. I do have to say, right? Tribby with an E2 Silverwolf? Holy fuck. Right? Of course, it's E2, but all I'm saying is that team is disgusting for Acheron.
All will be swept away by the wind. I shall remember this one.
Step up, let's see it.
Some value, I suppose.
Nice, Ulza. So, are you gonna be making Fainon showcases with Don Hung SP when he comes out? Or are you gonna keep running him sustainless anyways? Well, that is if you even do any showcases on the supposed Firefly of version 3.
Please pardon me. Words this vile should not go away.
Because I do feel like he's gonna be a Cassie situation. They're really trying to push him to use a sustain because of giving him 45% damage bonus.
Venture not, but won't find anything.
Is that you? Forgive me.
You are not welcome here.
Oh, I see, Zolza. Alright.
Challenge. Push on.
I am curious in Saridra and Don Hung more than I am Fainon at this point. Now, of course, that happens with all leaks, right? Once the hype dies over on like all the new characters, you look to the next ones. But I am curious how strong Saridra is and how much SB Don Hung would be able to benefit him.
Scales
Lantern surrendered.
I do think Don Hung will do damage, or Terravox, whatever. I do think he will do damage, and a decent chunk at that. I feel like they are for sure pushing the more newer sustains to be more damage focused.
does performing
No. The scales are as much.
scales.
I believe so.
You all right, Miss?
I.
Being able to understand the Titan's words is much.
If you pull an E2 DPS, you're setting yourself up for failure. I don't know if I agree with that. Oh yeah, Telos, I agree. I agree. I've said this before as well. I think, like, to consider Hyacine a sustain with how ass her overall healing is, especially when we're used to, like, power creep from every new version character, her healing doesn't really power creep like Gala and the Wocha until you start going to, like, Eidolon investment. She was 100% made to just be good enough at healing, and then the rest of her kit just completely shield for Castris.
What do you mean, Mr. Dunham?
I have E2 Acheron. I mean, I could see that, but I think E2 is fine. I do think E2 is fine. Like, even E2 Firefly is still getting like 0 cycles in APOC, I think, and 0 cycles in MOC and shit. There are some characters in this game who get massive, like, performance uplift through Eidolons. Acheron was not one of them. Now, of course, vertical investment for harmonies is the best case scenario, right? That is the best investment if you want to go for vertical. It's usually E1 on harmonies.
Find something that has.
Oh, really, Zolza?
They seem somewhat.
Something that has
No more fire forecast.
find that
Just pull E2 Fainon. I'm gonna be honest. Considering the nerf to Fainon's Eidolons, I genuinely think it might be more worth to just get E0S1 and then get like E1 Saridra or E0S1 Saridra. Like, after the nerf to his Eidolons, I don't think it's really probably all that much more worth it than his best in slot support. I could be wrong, but we'll see. I'm not worried about zero cycling. Oh yeah, if you're not worried about zero cycling, like you pull E2 Fainon, that's gonna last you like 2 or 3 years probably. If all you care about is clearing content, 2 or 3 years. Most of the Doom posting going around Fainon is mostly just zero cycles. He is a pretty shitty DPS to zero cycle with, because he be consuming that AV on ult. It's either one ult and everything dies, or he probably takes longer than a cycle. V5 is going to be a war zone. I mean, it's V5 and it's done. If he doesn't get any changes in V5, it's 100% done. Many characters have gotten changes in V5 before. So there is like a little cope there, including Cypher, but that's it. that is it. I'll just wait for the timer. Oh yeah, Fainon's looking top tier T0 DPS on launch. Fainon or Tribby for new players? Tribby. Tribby is wheelchair comp. Tribby solo carries like even the shittiest of DPSs to clearing Purification APOC and MOC. He doesn't need a buff though. I don't think he needs a buff either. But I will say I do think a majority of his performance will be locked behind his teammates. Like a lot. And so people who aren't going to be able to afford Saridra and Don Hung patch after patch probably feel a certain way. Which is like, it's understandable. Like most free-to-plays, if you lose even 150-50, you're not getting all 3 of them. Assuming you have literally 0 pulls going into the patches.
You think that you've won? Arrogant. Foolish.
We just have to make let's think about it.
Also, I do have to say, Fainon being unique in the aspect that he is the, I think, first character in the game to scale off of base speed, also annoying as fuck, right? Like, there is the leak that Saridra might give the first slot on the team a base speed increase, but that's locked behind Saridra. So, like, a pretty big part of his kit that's annoying, which is his AV consumption, can only be fixed with his best in slot teammate and his Lyco.
Something that has small.
There must be some other.
I do think he will be strong though. It could age wrong, it could age badly. I do think he will be Cassie level when he gets his full team. Now, whether Castris lasts longer because she can use, you know, future supports. Because let's all be honest, Tribby isn't all that dedicated for Cassie. Tribby is best in slot, but Cassie can still use like a Cypher, or she can use a Silver Wolf. So
That was an unexpected
You could also make the argument that this applies to Sunday as well, though. Like, I could pretty easily see Sunday being removed from the Fainon team in the future if there's just a strong enough support power creep. Man. Oh, this shit is so much fun. Oh, why do I do this to myself? Why? Oh.
Not every Titan.
I have crossed the madness. Please.
Cry so scared. Pursuing the in the name of the lovely.
I see. Then I can only
The thing about Fainon is he's like Acheron with harmonies. I mean, yeah. Because of how replaceable I could see Sunday being, sure. I'm gonna be honest, it depends on Don Hung's damage. You know how it's leaked that Don Hung's summon is gonna be able to make it into Fainon's ult? That will be, I think, like the final decider of how replaceable Sunday is. If Don Hung or Terravox can do like Hyacine numbers, if not better for Fainon, which I actually think personally, it is more likely that Terravox does more damage for a Fainon comp than Hyacine does for a Cass comp. Because Cass already has like Tribi, all this stuff. The only other damage dealer on the Fainon comp would be Terravox. So if he has really good damage output, maybe Sunday isn't as replaceable as I thought. Which, may I mention, your streamer has E1 Sunday. So I do hope Terravox's summon has some decent damage on him. E1 S1 or just E1? E1 S1 on my MyDay account. Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if Don Hung didn't have anything more to offer sustain wise compared to Avin. Like, I would not be surprised at all if he really didn't power creep Avin in the sustain category, but instead just did way more fucking damage. How many counts do you have? 2. Gabby is addicted to HSR. I'm addicted to talking about HSR, if that makes sense. I'm not addicted to the game itself. I'm addicted to the leaks, the community, and theorizing kits.
Ace. It's just a password.
It's not difficult for me to quit gachas. The only reason I haven't quit HSR is because it has the most enjoyable leaks community out of all the games I play. Like, it's really fun talking about it.
What's wrong? Guided by I don't care. I'll give you.
HSR leaks cover for the lack of content sometimes, I do not disagree. I would also like to say, right, I just want to mention this. There is a possibility that the Fainon's MOC buff is foreshadowing the damage buff from Ceridra. Now, is this likely? Maybe not. But considering the leakers said that Ceridra has a massive one-turn ult buff, I could see that being the MOC buff, considering how much it buffs Fainon. Like, it buffs him a fuck ton. And then you also have the APOC Flame Reaver, which is foreshadowing the extra turn Ceridra will give him. So, there is that. If you really want to play a game of pattern recognition, there is a chance that Fainon's damage in that MOC will be something similar to the ult buff that Ceridra has for Fainon. Which, if true, would change everything. Like, I'm being so serious. If Ceridra can buff his damage as much as that MOC buff and give extra turns, holy fuck. Like, you guys need to understand, he's already getting 1 cost 0 cycles with that buff. No extra turns either. Oh, really, Bruno? I could semi-see it because of how little changes happened in V4. But I think V5 is the last stand. It's either V5 or nothing. Well, the thing is, there won't be many people who can fully synergize with Ceridra like Fainon can. So yes, a lot of people would see a buff from that, skill increase, or the skill increase or the extra turns, but no one can take advantage of her like Fainon can. So Fainon will always have, the little bit of lead there.
The script says.
Let's dance.
Let's dance.
Why do I have to be the standby support again? So boring. Successful. Condition. Recover.
We got buff Silverwolf here, guys.
You impede me. The fight is set. You're unworthy.
Ooh, fire flop.
Like I'm so burnt to ashes. This is exactly.
I will dispatch you. Let's have it. Savor it for me.
Yup. Everyone you see here is rerunning in 3.4.
This is double speed.
At least according to that leak.
I will dispatch you. Your end approaches.
Number 15. Oh my god. I don't sound like Burger King foot lettuce, man. Should I go for Firefly Feed E2 or get E1 Fainon? E0S1 Fainon and then Ceredra. That's the real answer. Fainon's E1 is pretty dog shit. It was a lot stronger before it got changed. But they nerfed the E1, so. Alright, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm gonna get off now. I'm already tired. Fuck this. Fuck this planet, man. Love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. V5 in 2 days. You already know. I'll make a real video if he gets any changes. If you see the video is only 1 or 2 minutes long, you already know what that means. Right. So be excited for V5. Peace out, guys.